Anatoly,
What?
listen, you're the old one here. Why don't you tell me what really happened?
Okay, I got a honest question. I've been wanting to do reviews on all of these online Stalker games that you can find, but to be perfectly honest, they are so dog shit that it's not even worth doing a review on them. Up until I stumbled onto Will to Live with some friends. And here comes the mystery for me, because I'm not gonna say it's a great game, because it's definitely not, but it's actually a pretty decent game, it's pretty addicting, and nobody is playing it. I didn't dig too deep into the game history or people's opinion, the only thing I know is that I'm actually enjoying the game, so I thought it was worth doing a quick review, so here it is. It's a MMORPG based in the Stalker universe, so you're gonna have at the beginning to pick between 4 classes, being Miner, Hunter, Mercenary, or Engineer. All the classes have different skills and attributes and strengths and weaknesses, and they're gonna have like completely different playstyles, which is actually very interesting. And you're gonna have like different skills that you unlock when you level up, pretty much. You're gonna start by mainly doing fetch and gather quests in the starter area to get like your first money and gear, and then after that you're gonna be able to leave the city and explore the world, which is actually pretty huge and there's like a lot of different maps to explore. You're gonna explore a lot of areas that are toxic or irradiated, and there's like a lot of anomalies too. And you're gonna fight a lot of different enemies. I don't know if they're exactly mutants, but they're gonna be like giant rats, giant spiders, giant lizards, and there's like a couple bosses to defeat too. There's a pretty extensive crafting system that I really enjoy, where you're gonna have to hunt, mine, fish, so you can like cook, craft items, craft ammo, and it's linked with an experience system, so the more you do this task, the better you get at it and you get more efficient. And it's the same thing with the weapons, the more you use the same weapons, the better you get proficient with them. The graphics are actually pretty decent, and some areas have a really nice atmosphere. You will also find a giant exclusion zone to explore. That one is very reminiscent of Stalker, because you're gonna have to carry artifact containers, bolts and nuts to train to anomalies with you. It's full of traps, and that's where you're gonna hunt artifacts. There's a whole quest line to follow with a ton of missions to do that's gonna let you explore the world and fight like a ton of enemies and basically like level up your character, and the goal being to join a faction in the end and wage war against the other faction to control bases, pretty much. So the endgame is oriented towards PvP, but most of the game before that, and it's a lot of hours, because it's a pretty grindy game, it's mainly gonna be PvE, and the community is actually really nice and really helpful, which was like surprising, but I mean, it's a good surprise. So basically, you explore a huge map, you loot, you fight mutants, you craft, you gather resources, you get better gear, you level up your character, you get new skills. It's actually a pretty full game with a ton of potential. So what's wrong? Because yeah, it has quite some flaws too. First, the game is pretty hard, especially if you're a solo player and you're just getting started, and it can get frustrating at times. And it's also very grindy. Very, very grindy. I actually enjoy this part, so I'm not gonna talk for myself, but I know that it's gonna be an issue with a lot of people. I also feel that the diversity in weapons and armor is pretty limited. It's very rewarding when you unlock new things, but it's very few and far apart, so the game could really use more diversity. I didn't encounter any game-breaking bugs in more than 100 hours, which is a good thing, but like a lot of little mechanics could use some tweakings. Enemies tend to spawn on top of you when you're farming, the bodies are disappearing too fast to be able to be looted, hitboxes are a little bit wonky, like a lot of little things could use like some improvements. In conclusion, I'm just gonna say that like I'm actually really enjoying this game, and I'm not exactly sure why it's not more popular, because like it has a ton of qualities and a lot of flaws too. And the only thing that actually worries me is that it's been in alpha for the past 2 years with very few patches. I don't know if the development team is really active and if the game is actually going somewhere, which is like a little bit disappointing because like it has a ton of potential. So I hope that this game is actually going somewhere because I'm really enjoying it and it's really scratching this Stalker itch that I have. But yeah, we'll see. It's free, so try it.